So people often ask me, why is it that I have been focused all my life on indigenous knowledge and indigenous wisdom? My name is Cecilia Vicuña. I'm a poet and artist from Chile, and I have been invited to come to Kunstnernes Hus to create an exhibition here. I could say that since I was a little girl, I was attracted to the beauty of the way indigenous people conduct themselves, the beauty of their demeanor, meaning the way they stand, the way they move. There's a sort of dignity. There's a sort of, not striving, but just being. And part of that way of being is listening to each other, listening to the sea, listening to the wind, listening to your own dreams. And this ability to listen and hear each other is the difference between life and death. I think in our culture we have completely lost that gift of hearing, even what we really think, what we really feel. So my response was to create a work that is called Minga for the sea. Minga is an ancient word in Quechua, indigenous language from South America, that means collaborative work for a common purpose. And so I felt that there is a connectivity between Norway and Chile, where I come from, in the fact that these are coastal sea nations, and that both Norway and Chile have an incredibly rich life in the sea, and that this life is under attack and is threatened by extractivist industries, and the sea is dying from this. So the struggle of the indigenous people in Norway, especially the Sami people, to protect the ocean, and the struggle in Chile by the indigenous people to protect the ocean are connected. That's why this exhibition is taking place, to see how we have in common the idea that either we love the sea for it to continue to be itself, or we will allow its total destruction through greed and the idea that the ocean is there to be exploited. It is not there to be damaged anymore. We can't do that. We can't afford. For me, this is the most precious thing, to get little things that are discarded by other people. My idea for this exhibition is that I would create the quipus as vehicles to carry the message of the people. Quipu is also an indigenous word from Quechua, and it means knot. And it refers to an ancient communication system that consisted in knotting cords that transmit information, very complex information, both numbers and stories. So one quipu carries the message of the indigenous women of Chile, and these women responded to my invitation, creating lots of artworks. So all the artworks that you see here were created by them. And I also invited them to write what was their letter to the world. And so the words that you see here on the wall were all written by them. It is much better to invite people to feel than inviting people to acknowledge rationally, because it hasn't worked. So instead, I believe art and poetry and music appeal to the heart, to the soul, to the spirit, to the sensitivity, to feeling. And it is a known fact that great revolutions that have taken place is when people feel the need for a change. And that's why this art doesn't speak loudly, it speaks to your body. Like you enter here and you feel the smell of the wool. The wool is alive. Everything here is alive, you know. Everything here is in the process of rotting. It will disappear. So you don't communicate that so much with words, but you can communicate it through the fragrance, through the touch, through the feeling, the emotion of the materials themselves. I am very much an admirer of Kunstnernes Hus. The more I hear about it, I think it's probably an institution unlike any other institution I have worked in during my long life, and I never heard of any similar institution in the world that was created by the artists themselves. And I learned that it took 50 years of constant and persistent work on the part of the artists to find the funds to do this. And that really impressed me, the long, sustained persistence by the artist. So I feel honored and really, you know, moved by the beauty of this building, by the fact that there is a mural inspired by the Mexican murals in Norway. It's a fantastic mural. And everything that I see, the marble staircase, the brickwork, and the connectivity between the people that work here, there is so much life in this institution. It's like vibrant, and I love it.